All right, guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you, and we are live for a late night review of this week's edition of SmackDown Live, the June 5th, 2018 edition of SmackDown Live, which took place in Corpus Christi, Texas, which is where my sister's going to be moving to in a few weeks. So, Sister of the Man is going to be there now. Just a quick shout out to her. Again, sorry this review is coming a little bit late. As I said last night's review, I attended the Pirate game tonight. Unfortunately, lost 5-0. But my aunt won one of these tickets at an auction at a place she works at, and they were club seats. So yeah, almost kind of foul ball, except it went just a little too high. Josh Harrison had hit just a little bit lower, and I probably would have caught it. But since the game was kind of bland and it was kind of chilly outside, my cousin and I just went inside and played some pool. Like the last 2 innings or so. But yeah, good time of the game. Too bad Pirates lost, but whatever. But yeah, so I got to catch the highlights from SmackDown Live to see how the show was, and overall, I thought it was another great episode from the Blue brand. Not as good as the past couple weeks, I feel, but I feel it was still a very strong episode, I thought, overall. I forgot to post the polls on Twitter though, but I feel like it's a little too late to post the polls at this point. So just give me your thoughts in the live chat of what you thought of the episode, whether you thought what grade you give it or whatnot. But yeah, again, overall, another good episode. Again, the Blue brand continues to be back on like a good level again, and I'm loving it. Live chat. Let's see what's going on here. We got Dakota and Robbie. Dakota says, "What's up? Not much, man. How about you?" Robbie says, "Lana is the best. Lana #1." Dakota also says, "Leo Rush is a heel. He had a video for him coming to 205 Live, and he said he's planning his attack on the entire division. And he said, TikTok, much better than last night's dumpster fire on Raw. Don't remind me." And Jeff Hardy and Daniel Bryan beat The Miz and Big Cass in the dark match. Interesting. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I still have to catch 205 Live also, which I'll review that tomorrow, sometime before NXT also, hopefully. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in, guys, for this late night review. But let's just get swaying right into this. So the SmackDown opened up with Carmella making her entrance. Miss Mella is Money, the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, demanded everyone get on their feet and shower her with the praise she deserves as a champion. Of course, they don't. She admits that tonight isn't about her, but rather about her opponent, Asuka. She felt like everyone around the world deserves to know the truth, and Asuka isn't who we think she is. And thus, we get a video package covering Asuka's career and her many victories. And then Carmella talks about how terrified and poised she was, but now she's going to remove the mask and face the truth together with us. And it's just pretty much covered. Next video is covered Asuka's career since her streak ending. Carmella says the truth is the loss shattered Asuka, and she hasn't been the same since. Hence, she has no fear, and the age of Asuka is over. Asuka's undefeated, but now she's just defeated. It used to be no one is ready for Asuka, but now like everyone's ready for Asuka. She has a crowd who's ready for Asuka, and a good number of hands go up. But when Asuka usually hits, she makes her entrance, and Carmella goes quiet as if she perhaps is not ready for her. But then before anything else can happen, though, we have Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come out. Mandy says Carmella didn't have to go through the trouble because Asuka is a shadow over her former self. Sure, she beat her last week, but she's a shadow over her former self, and now that Rose knows the truth, she knows that she can win tonight. Sonya says Mandy did exactly what she was supposed to do and just left Asuka for her. And tonight, it's her turn. Carmella tries to start a pot saying that undefeated Asuka would have taken both of them, but now that she's defeated, she might as well call an Uber and get out of here. Paige came out and says no one speaks for her, and she makes the matches around here. Thank you very much. She says that Asuka has unfinished business with both of them, so she gave her a choice who she wants to face. And then Asuka takes the mic out of Carmella's hand and demands that both of them be her opponents. So that's why Paige made the match into a handicap match. The match happened. Match was what it was, pretty much. Just a match where just put Asuka over with a storyline going on, and yeah, again, I still, feel it is a little too soon to try to throw Asuka into a title feud after suffering her first loss. Like, maybe they could have gone with a non-title feud for her or something, just to get her momentum back. But it looks like Carmella is like trying to state the fact, is Asuka gonna be the same? Even though we all know that Carmella is nowhere close to being the in-ring talent that Asuka is for sure. But I still think it's somewhat intriguing, at least because it just still makes me wonder, with a better writer now, whoever is writing SmackDown now, since it's obvious that Road Dogg moved to Raw because that show is absolute shit, or as Robbie called it, a dumpster fire. I'm really wondering where they're going to go with this. Like, are they just going to put the title on Asuka, or is Carmella going to find some way to pull this off? I'm not sure. But Asuka, defeated Mandy and Sonya after getting Sonya to tap out to the Asuka lock, and Carmella comes into the ring and she tries to attack Asuka, but gets taken out, and that gives Mandy Rose tried to attack Asuka. Asuka takes her out, and then Carmella gets in and is clobbers her with a cheap shot from the title. She lays the Empress Tamara out with a few more shots and holds the title up high to close the segment. So again, she is trying to get into the head of Asuka, that she's not the same anymore. People don't review her the same because she suffered that loss, which she hasn't really wrestled too much. I mean, I remember her losing a tag match against, she beat Mandy last week, but I remember also she lost a tag match with Becky Lynch against the Iconics. So, again, as I said before, I was fine with her losing at WrestleMania because I did start to feel, well, maybe with, the thin talent on the main roster, maybe they weren't going to be able to, carry, it out the undefeated streak good quality for next year at WrestleMania. So, I think something they could do more to explore Asuka's character in some ways now that she's not about winning anymore. But I think there is some juice to the story in some ways. It's not the strongest story, but I feel like, it is somewhat, intriguing, and it is like, able to keep your attention somewhat for what it was. So I still wonder what's going to happen. Will Asuka retain in a dirty way, or will, will Carmella retain in a dirty way, or will Asuka just win the title? We'll see what happens at Money in the Bank. Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Yeah, why isn't Jeff on SmackDown though? Not sure. I'm hoping he's all right. He's not injured or anything. Dakota says, "An Orton is turning heel at SummerSlam." I'd be fine with that. And yes, Mella is money. Remember that, Mike. I agree. Mella looked like money tonight. Oh, she definitely did. She honestly said, "I'm a lot more hotter in person than just behind the scenes or whatever." She said, "I honestly thought it might have been an Asuka imposter because of how weird the mask looked on her face. It looked like it didn't fit properly." True, you got a point there. May have been. I mean, I'm glad he didn't go that far because the whole imposter, segments kind of just, really, disinterest me now after seeing the Bobby Sisters segment. We're not going to talk about that though. I saw something where Rollins is facing Reigns at SummerSlam. Reigns is the heel and Ambrose returns. I mean, it'd be nice if that was the case, but I don't trust WWE or the Raw creative team at this point to pull that off. Ember Moon is now the favorite for women's Money in the Bank, and Strowman's not the favorite for men's Money in the Bank. But I can't see Strowman win the briefcase. I don't think Strowman's going to win the briefcase yet. I think that'd be too obvious a point. Since Road Dogg left SmackDown, Becky Lynch is finally starting to win some matches. And since, we'll talk about that also. But I think they've definitely, starting to put some juice back into Becky also. But anyways, get back to the review. In the locker room, we have Miz practicing Miz-Jitsu when he takes out Mr. Bodywar's head off a chop. New Day rolls up to him and apologizes for being jerks about who's going to be in Money in the Bank, and they want him to know they're taking it very seriously. And Kobe says he gave them a reality check, and Biggie points out that's a move Miz does. So long story short, they wanted Miz to pick from the hat of which the three of them will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match from Mr. Bootyworth's hat. So then at first, he said, "Wait, you can't peek." So they pulled down his little bandana he had on his head to cover his eyes. But as he did that, they swapped the hat for another one that was full with pancake batter. And then Miz took his hand in there until he realized he was tricked. He says it'll be real funny when Samoa Joe puts them to sleep. Rusev Machka kicks him, and he beats him with a skull-crushing finale. He turns around and leaves angry, wiping his hands on Mr. Booty War. So it's setting up for our main event. There was a six-man tag match between the New Day, Miz, Rusev, and Samoa Joe. Then we had a match. It was Carl Anderson taking on Harper. It's a pretty short match, but I think it's just just a match. Not expecting really too much of a story with this feud. The club saying that but basically the club's trying to get back on track pretty much. They got a big victory over the Usos and an opportunity that they were given. They were in the best shapes of their lives as of late, and they're just trying to get back on track. And they get a victory over the Bludgeon Brothers. I mean, again, nothing really, too special about the story, but, it is what it is. And I'm still, it's got me interested, though, seeing, what's going to happen with the club. I feel like, this can at least, even if they lose, help them, get back on track and being a serious tag team threat again. But we'll see what happens. But that was all I really had to say about that match. A backstage interview with Jimmy Uso and Naomi. Naomi says last week Lana tried to bust a move on her, but that's not happening in Money in the Bank. Jimmy says the first things first, Rusev Day is going to find out which husband and wife run SmackDown tonight, and they welcome them to the Uso Penitentiary, which is weird because it's not husband and wife, it's Aiden English and Lana teamed up since Rusev in the main event tonight. So, we had this mixed tag match. Jimmy Uso and Naomi taking on Aiden English and Lana from Rusev Day in a mixed tag match. What the match was, I thought it was pretty fun. Some good high fly action. It was pretty cool to see. Naomi always has been one of the more better women's athletes, I feel, on the women's roster. But I feel like she really embraced more of the Usos style, of the high-flying style in this match also, which I feel like it made it a little bit more fun than it really should have been. So that's why I personally enjoyed that from the highlights I saw. I just bumped the App Store button on my phone. Didn't need to do that on my computer. Jimmy Uso did super kick Aiden English several times, and a couple times Aiden's like, you're taking out my windpipe. And towards the end of the match, he was mocking the Usos chance, doing the Usos thing, so going Rusev Day, whatnot, all of that. So that was, again, it wasn't really anything too spectacular, but for what it was, I thought it was fun, giving them some spotlight time, pretty much, just to just feel like things are having a purpose in some ways, since getting right for SmackDown's been better, but we will see what happens. Let's see here. Where was I at? Lauren's joined us. Hey, Lauren. She said SmackDown was all right tonight. Just that contract sign was weird, she thought. AJ smacked the taste out of his mouth. We're about to talk about that. Orton isn't planning to turn heel anytime soon. Becky versus Charlotte was random as well. AJ is retaining at Money in the Bank to feud with Joe after. So Jeff isn't defending Money in the Bank. I guess not. Becky won. Reigns isn't turning anytime soon. Not as now. He is still hurt. She has SmackDown Live a B. Dakota gave it a B+. The main event was good. Who's Mella facing at Money in the Bank? Asuka, yes. What was the main event? You think Asuka will defeat Mella? I'm still not sure, honestly. I'm really not sure. Again, I still just feel it's too early to put the title on Asuka, but I feel they still may do it. But again, with at least SmackDown rankings been, again, not completely perfect, but it's been more intriguing. I wonder if they're going to try to pull something else off, because I still think it's too soon to put it on Asuka. But we'll see what happens there. The main event was the New Day taking on Rusev, Miz, and Samoa Joe. But yeah. So anyways, after that mixed tag match, though, we had the contract signed backstage between Nakamura and Styles. She reminds us that the match will be a last man standing and explains the rules, assuring them that there will be a winner. AJ doesn't have a question, but he doesn't have a statement. He feels they've been at war forever. He understands why Nakamura does what he does now. He knows he can't beat him one-on-one straight up. That's why he's done all the low blows, but every dirty trick of his sleeve won't work, and Styles is walking out the same way he walked in as a champion. Styles signs the contract, passes it to Nakamura. He looks at the pen and says it's out of ink. So he asks Styles if he can borrow his, and he checks his one closely and says it's broken and throws it at AJ. AJ gets just ticked off and starts demanding Shinsuke be a man, and Dean Malenko comes from the camera to hold him back at first, but soon enough he slaps Nakamura across the face and escorts him out of the room. And then Nakamura then pulls a pen out of his pocket and signs a contract, and Spirit just says "last man standing" or whatever he says. So just Shinsuke again playing some mind games. I liked also that this segment also didn't take place in the ring. It was backstage, in a separate room for something different, something that they can choose to do so, not like the Memorial Day barbecue didn't have to be in the ring. The interview again with Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy last night was just, it felt out of place big time. So going somewhere else besides in the ring doesn't hurt at all whatsoever. So I mean, again, I thought this wasn't that bad. I look forward to see what happens. I mean, I know we've seen the match how many times, but I do am intrigued to see him hopefully have a decisive winner at Money in the Bank between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. So I pretty much got that. Let's see here. You think Asuka will defeat him? I always thought that was makeup on Asuka's face. Interesting. Dakota sees Mel retained by count or something. Do you think Ambrose should go to SmackDown Live after maybe after he feuds with Rollins? I think that needs to happen on Raw. Let me see here. Dakota says, nah. Also, I hear Jordan's returning to defend Kurt by feuding with Corbin. That'd be strange. Another top 10 suggestion, contract signings. Yeah, sure. Why not? That's a good one. Let's see here. Top 10 contract signings. Add that to the list. She thought SmackDown was boring tonight. SmackDown tonight, but I saw the highlights. I mean, SmackDown wasn't boring, and it was still good and it was effective. But I just, it definitely wasn't quite an A-level show, but it was still a good show. How was the game today? We lost 5-0, but again, my aunt wanted tickets and we were in club seats, so I just played some pool with my cousin the last 2 innings because the game got boring, and most of the fans were leaving because we are not happy with our Buccos. I think Dean should stay on Raw so they have a monster heel. I definitely agree. Dean should stay on Raw and gets back. Do you think Orton will be heel on his return? I just don't think WWE really has any intentions of really turning Orton full on heel. I'm starting to more believe that maybe Orton's gonna be more so treated as a tweener. I feel from this point out, I feel so. I'm gonna say Orton's gonna be more so of a tweener in my opinion. Where was Daniel Bryan tonight? He had just a fallout interview with what Big Cass had to say earlier. And yeah, definitely not as bad as Raw. Raw this week was atrocious, definitely. But continuing on, we had a match. It was Becky Lynch taking on Charlotte. Paige saw the opportunity last week on SmackDown when they were both talking. Well, they weren't really arguing bad, but they were pretty much just standing up for each other, telling each other, hey, it's everyone for themselves. They want to make a bold statement. So, on Raw, we've seen how many, face on face and heel on heel matches lately that just feel like, the dynamics are so off because we're just not sure of anything. Well, this match, again, it was a good back and forth match between Becky and Charlotte. You see, obviously, do have really good chemistry again. I feel like, they could eventually have a bigger, one-on-one women's match. But as Dakota said earlier, I mean, Charlotte did at least make Becky look strong. And, Charlotte, I think, brought out the best in Becky. And it was just two girls who were just obviously still good friends. I mean, they showed a sign of respect after the match, saying, hey, good match, but, it's still everyone for herself pretty much. But I think, they both brought the best out of each other. This is what I say also again, Charlotte, in my opinion, doesn't really need anything of the type of momentum. I feel like Charlotte, I feel like whenever they need someone to do, could easily just be in a title feud. I feel like she's at that point where she's when it gets to these, non-women's title feuds, I said she should be in. Like, this is a role that she should be in, like, helping people win matches, but not like, making her look like a joke also, but making, her opponent feel feel credible as well. I think that's what she did tonight with oh man, I'm getting tired now, with Becky Lynch. So I mean, I was glad to see Becky get a big win and get some momentum going as well. Again, with whoever, again, I really want to know who's running SmackDown now, because again, this is not Road Dogg. If Road Dogg was writing SmackDown, it would still be awful, no matter who the talent is. It's obvious he's writing for Raw now, so I don't know. Maybe they switch producers for shows. I don't know. Who knows? We have some very good back and forth actions between Becky and Charlotte. Becky, of course, gets Charlotte to tap out with the disarmer. And again, they showed a sign of respect, and they're still friends, but they know that they both have like similar goals. Backstage, you have Samoa Joe being interviewed. He turns around and asks what you see when you look at him: a vicious man, a man with backwards moral compass. Tonight, New Day will learn that's true. But that hurts him, because what he wants people to see is a man that keeps his promises. He said he'd put Daniel Bryan to sleep, and he did. But not just that, he climbed the ladder and took the briefcase. And you know what he felt? A collective shiver go down the spine of every SmackDown superstar, because they saw destiny manifest as flesh, and any man who calls himself WWE Champion is marked. What you see is what you get, and very soon, everybody gets. So another strong promo by Samoa Joe. Again, when he's on a microphone, he's gold. I mean, again, he still lost to Roman Reigns at Backlash, but he's far away from him now. But we still remember that loss, of course. So hopefully, again, he will be okay. Orton isn't being treated as the actual talent he is. It's sad. I definitely agree with that. Thoughts on Sin Cara and Almas? I'll get to that later. She's glad Becky defeated Charlotte. Could this be an opportunity for Becky? It's a big opportunity for her to capitalize. I'm still, hoping she wins Miss Money in the Bank, or needs to go to Raw to be heel. Maybe, I'm not sure. Lauren says, I'm also sick of Charlotte and Becky's relationship, to be honest. They're better off as rivals. I feel they could be. I mean, I still feel like, when Charlotte first came over to SmackDown last year, like her and Becky, like out of the blue, were just okay again. Like how, like there was no story. It was like, how, Roman and Seth were okay again. Just after 1 week, there was no story to it. But of course, when it came down to Seth and Dean, though, last summer, there was a story of them trying to, build back that trust in each other, pretty much. If Orton goes to Raw, he'll be a jobber. Probably will. When is Cena's scheduled to return? I have not heard anything about that. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Dakota says, did you know that Hawkins turned face in his fall interview? He said he was trying to entertain the crowd, and Corbin will be the man to lose the guy with 200 losses. Not sure. I don't know. I don't even take Kurt Hawkins seriously at this point. Somebody probably told Charlotte, you gotta make Becky look really strong, and Charlotte was probably like, no, I was just gonna fucking shit on her and beat her. Who is that? CM Punk, of course, which I heard the thing about his case against the WWE doctor. I had to read about it, though. Also, I forgot. Also, he's fighting at a UFC event this Saturday. My one friend mentioned something about maybe going over his friend's house to watch it. So if he does, I might just tag along with him to see Punk fighting. Though probably won't be anything too special, but it's always good to see Punk while he can. Cena's scheduled to face Taker at SummerSlam. Really? Yeah. Where did you hear that? Charlotte needs to turn heel, Dakota said. Yeah, again, Charlotte was definitely, I feel like, lately she's at least somewhat made her babyface run work, but like Charlotte even said it herself in an interview I heard on It's a Shoot. Like, Charlotte, she claimed she's more meant to be a heel. She says, even in NXT, the Charlotte Flair character was never really meant to be liked. She's like, the only reason why she turned heel she turned face in NXT was because she felt that they overstayed her welcome in NXT. She said she felt she should have been called up sooner. She was in NXT for 8 months after she lost the championship, but she didn't understand, why she was still staying down there. She turned face. She was just putting on good matches pretty much at that point. But I do think, Charlotte definitely, is a lot more, on a higher level whenever she's a heel. Did you hear Taker's advertised for a live event? I did not hear that. I read that doesn't mean it'll happen. It was on YouTube. Did you hear HBK is considering one more match? I saw, Dakota shared something would be about that on Instagram. Wouldn't mind seeing it happen. Madison Square Garden. I just want Lesnar to be defeated at SummerSlam. Yes, definitely. Joe needs a better storyline. I mean, right now him being in Money in the Bank is much we can really do, but I just hope he gets him back on track somehow, because that loss to Roman at Backlash was absolutely ridiculous. Charlotte is the most overrated female talent on the roster. I mean, I don't think she's overrated. I mean, I do think she's talented, but I do think they can definitely use her more effectively when she's not in a title feud. Again, like what she did tonight with Becky Lynch, I thought was the right path to go, was the right path to go. So I hope they definitely do some more non-women's title feuds and have Charlotte help put people over also. They are building Kurt Hawkins. They put a poll up for him to train with a break the streak. Interesting. They're building Hawkins to turn into a winner. Maybe, who knows? Iconics should turn face. They haven't been in SmackDown for a few weeks, maybe. Imagine Becky as a heel. I'd watch. I mean, I think if Becky does win the Money in the Bank briefcase, I think it should lead to a heel turn in some ways. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, I think that's what we can go there. Can you imagine Joe as a heel? Joe pretty much is a heel. Oh, baby face, I meant. I mean, he pretty much be, again, like, a guy who, just, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, does bad things, but he does bad things that the crowd loves pretty much, if you get what I say there. But, I think Joe definitely, will probably be someone else who eventually should definitely turn babyface with how good he is. Because, he speaks so much truth and the crowd can easily get behind him. He's great on the microphone and everything. Joe needs a feud with Jeff, Bryan, Nakamura, Orton, or Cena. I'll take any one of those, definitely. Nakamura, maybe. I mean, they had their feud at NXT, which the storytelling was great with their feud. I mean, the matches were good, but I don't think, they were like, that great. But we'll see what happens if they ever cross paths again. Joe is a good baby face. Watch his TNA days, definitely. And he wasn't bad at all also when he first debuted in NXT as a baby face, but I think he definitely needed that heel turn to get him to the next level and really go all out with it, I feel. Then we had this big cast interview. He points out how high Renee has told his microphone, and he speaks into it. He's big, but Daniel Bryan is small. Speaking of the title, he mentioned when he was in NXT, he was backstage and he was walking down the hallway just after Bryan had won the championship, and he was like, seriously, this pathetic little man is champion? He claims that victory for him was a fluke, just like his victory at Backlash, but credit where credit is due. Bryan picked a hell of a punch for a man with such a petite stature. A good big man will always be a good little man, he says. He plays footage of Joe choking out Bryan last week as proof, which that's what case happened there. And also how he took out Daniel after the match. He takes the microphone and says he almost feels bad for Bryan, but he brought that on himself when he asked to come back to WWE and got back in the ring. He had known that he had a 7-foot shadow following him everywhere he went. He claims that Bryan has never been in a ring with anyone as big as him, even though, no offense, he's wrestled Big Show before, or a star on his magnitude, or someone who holds a grudge like he does. That's why he's to dismantle Bryan and beat him down and embarrass him in Money in the Bank and rip his scrawny arms off, beat us with his head like he's a snare drum. He's going to snap his legs like twigs so he can't put the heel hook on him anymore. And after Money in the Bank, he'll have to look in the mirror, beaten and battered, and come to the slow realization that pathetic little men like him will never survive in this big man's world. Again, I keep saying that I do think, Big Cass definitely has decent promo skills. I'll be honest, though, I wasn't a fan of him, saying some stuff like, he's never faced anyone as big as him, which, again, he's faced Big Show before in reality. Also, um, saying that he's never faced a star of his magnitude. I mean, again, Cass has potential, and I definitely, I feel like this feud for the most part with him and Brian has been okay, not completely awful, but I've expected a little bit better. But I still don't think he has a resume at the back of saying he's that big of a star yet. So I mean, this probably again was all right, but there was some little like loopholes of like, I don't know if you should have said that, man. But we'll see what happens at Money in the Bank. Now we have an interview backstage with Sin Cara, asked about Andrade Cien almost making a match against him next week, and he says he's known Andrade since he was 14, and sent him like a brother, but something happened. And then Zelina Vega comes around the corner asking if he's talking about her, and she says she's the best thing that ever happened to Andrade, and Andrade blames Sin Cara for holding him back behind a mask for years, and Andrade went on again to make a match with Paige. To Paige, make a match, get to her next week, and then Cien just attacks Sin Cara from behind. Again, I know Sin Cara really isn't anything incredible at all, but I feel like this feud is at least elevating him in some ways. Find someone with probably the same background as him, pair him up like tell a story about how they have like a history together and whatnot, and it's just a way again just to help Andrade start to build up. And don't try just throw him into a big a big moment yet where he just looks lost and like just rushed in there. So I'm cool with him having a match with Sin Cara next week. I mean, I know Sin Cara is not one of the greatest talents in the world, but at least his luchador style can somewhat mix in with Andrade's as well. So I mean, it's not a pay-per-view match, so it's not going to kill me. So I'm interested to see. I think this match is more about making Almas look really good. Also, I think Almas is going to be okay on SmackDown Live, in my honest opinion. Let's see here. Nakamura should win Money in the Bank. If Joe doesn't, that's effed up. We should sign the Motor City Machine Guns, which is Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Never heard of him, but hopefully they're awesome. He also think Nakamura will win. Styles will feud with Joe. It was leaked. Top 10 insults and savage moments. Let me see. Let me see what I can do with that one. Top 10 insults. 10 best matches and worst matches. I already have that one down. 10 feuds no one wanted. Ooh, that's a good one. Top 10 feuds no one wanted. That's actually will be a good challenging. 10 submission holds. Already got that. Cass can come a long way. He can cut a heck of a promo. I mean, yeah, he could definitely cut a heck of a promo, but I do think some of the stuff he said in that promo he can't completely back up yet. Stipulations, I got that one. I believe so. Cass should have turned face. He wins more. I will laugh if Sin Cara beats Almas. That would be funny. Top 10 wrestlers who need to leave. Top 10 wrestlers who need to leave WWE. Okay. Sin Cara deserves a big push. 10 superstars who should be couples and stables. Already got that. 10 Legends Hall of Famers. Top 10 pay-per-views of all time. We got those. Sans debut because of the copyrights. And what do you think will dethrone the Bludgeon Brothers? I mean, maybe Sanity eventually. But again, if they whatever they have to do because of the copyright stuff and whatnot. Yeah, now I'm saying maybe Sanity. Almost sorry, can't get behind him. That's all right. Dakota's like almost also. I mean, Almost isn't one of my favorites, but I definitely at least intrigued by him because I feel like he's definitely come a long way since pairing up with Zelina. They need to stop leaking future events. I definitely agree on that. Top 10 feuds ever. Yeah, I got that one down also. Definitely do that one sometime. Blame Ringside. Yeah, that's why I don't try to read, too many spoilers. But yeah, good points, guys. Then we have our main event, New Day taking on Rusev, Samoa Joe, and The Miz. Really thought this match was gonna be the main event. I really thought maybe they were going to reveal which member of the New Day was going to win. The intriguing part was though it did like have like that moment again where it looked like Big E was left to try to fend off for himself again. Of course, the Miz tried throwing all the pancakes in New Day in Big E's face. Unfortunately, moved out of the way, and they got Joe and Rusev, who took out the Miz and left him laying there. And Kofi, who was actually the legal man at the time, gets back in, tags in Big E, and they, of course, finish the match with the Midnight Hour. And Big E wins. Again, there's the interesting part. It just like, when Big E was about to, make a move, Joe took Woods and gave him a sleeper hold, and then Kofi got taken out by Rusev as well. So again, like, they've had a couple times where it's teasing. It looks like, that Big E is being left to, fend off things for himself. The seeds are still continuing to be planted. And I'm really invested to see what happens with, New Day, deciding, who gets to take the spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Will this definitely be the split also? If so, who will make the move? I still think it will be Big E. I think he definitely has great singles potential and as a heel also as well. So I think that was still, continue to establish in this main event match for SmackDown. Let's see here. Who do you turn face or heel? I already have that one written down. Top 10 interviews and top 10 commentary people. I can try those. Top 10 interviews, top 10 commentary people. I mean, really too many. Top 10 crowd reactions. I think I got that. Top 10 gimmicks, got that. It was amazing. Big E is looking strong. He is, and Big E needs to turn on New Day pretty much. I wonder if they break up next week. I think it's going to be next week or at Money in the Bank. Also, Mike, SmackDown will still be live, and Jeff is eventually bringing back his old theme song, No More Words. I've heard that. Is there one more spot open left for Money in the Bank? No, there is. I mean, it's just the New Day. I don't think they're really waiting on it. It's the New Day deciding which member is going to represent them. And when is my next top 10? Probably sometime probably sometime Thursday, I'd say. I'm not sure which one yet. SmackDown has the 3 best commentators, don't they, Mike? I mean, I like Corey Graves. Tom Phillips is okay. Byron Saxton, though, meh. Never really impressed me that much. You're not boring, Lauren. You're fine. I mean, yeah, we are tired of me again. I've had a long day, but no, you're fine. You're not boring at all. Yeah, I'll leave the live chat for another minute or so. Again, I'm sorry, I also forgot to post the polls on Twitter. I forgot to post them while I was at the game tonight. And I got distracted by playing pool with my cousin. I haven't played pool in a long time. Do Ronaldo impression. Oh my God! Mamma Mia! Mamma Mia! If that's the greatest or whatnot. Of course, you're not Dakota. Yeah, I'm sure I've done a better one, but yeah, I'm tired. It's been a long day, guys. So again, so I guess since I forgot to post the polls on Twitter, obviously SmackDown was the better episode again this week. That a lot better than Raw. My grade for this week's episode of SmackDown. Again, this week's episode was still good. Wasn't as good as past couple weeks, but it was still a good and intriguing episode. So I'll give it a B+. For SmackDown this week, a B+ in my honest opinion. I know, shoot, I completely lost train of thought. Oh yeah, I think it was Lauren gave it a B. Dakota also gave it a B+. I think Lana and Rusev will turn on Aiden English soon. They did tease that they might go through them, I'm not sure. But now SmackDown's better writing. I do trust them to see what they'll do with Rusev. Do a Jerry Lawler impersonation. A Jerry Lawler impersonation. What should I do that? Trying to think. A Jerry Lawler impersonation. Trying to think of something good to actually do. no, or something like that. The way he would say that, I don't know. I gotta think about that one more. I'll definitely try one sometime. Um, Dakota likes Percy Watson. Percy Watson's not too bad. SmackDown Live was always better, definitely. He's a good commentator. I wish SmackDown would bring Percy. He's on 205 Live. Top 10 cringe-worthy moments. Let's see how I can do with that one. Top 10 cringe-worthy moments. Let's see here. Bring JR and Lawler back. I mean, JR, cool. Jerry, though, I mean, was it just me, or did it seem like towards the end of Jerry's days on the main commentary team, he didn't seem like he really cared as much? I mean, if it's back in the old days, sure, but in the recent days, it didn't seem like he was as into it anymore. So I'm not sure. Like Rusev didn't eat the pin. Thank goodness. Yeah. Love your cat, Mikey. Says, when do you call me Mikey, Lauren? Says, when do you call me that? And yeah, thanks. The cap is actually, it's a pirate hat, but it's the same colors of my college because I got it at alumni night last year when I went to the game. But yeah, I usually wear that a lot. Do Jerry Lawler. She's got puppies! Thanks, Lauren. Do worst impersonations, Undertaker and Undertaker. Maybe, possibly, yeah. She missed 2004 Lawler. Bring back Taz for SmackDown. He was good. Yeah, he was too bad from the highlights. I've definitely seen from him. I definitely mind Taz. Sorry, I got caught up in this moment calling you Mikey. Nah, that's all right. People call me Mikey all the time growing up. I mean, mostly my family still calls me it, but I don't know. I just prefer Mike. But I just didn't know what made you call me Mikey. Oh, man. But yeah, do a Reigns impression. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. You know what? Yeah, I'm not sorry. But look at you. You're just so full of yourself now. Actually, you're full of something else. You are a sniveling little fool of sellout, suffering succotash, son. Yeah, I know. That wasn't even easy. That was very hard to say. My brother here, he's got donkey dongs for brains. What I'm trying to say is I'm going to kick your ass. I just saw that segment. Man. Do Reigns do a Rollins impression? What is my favorite Rollins moment? Trying to think about do a Rollins impression. Am I really that good with impressions? Man, I'm trying to think of one. Show call takeover, right? Then I know you're back there, Triple H. I don't know. I'm tired now, guys. I'm sorry. Do a Cena or I'll definitely. Who was your favorite commentators? Definitely still Jerry the King Lawler. I mean, not Jerry. Well, maybe Jerry back in the days, but Mauro Ranallo definitely. I'll do these impressions when I'm more awake, guys. I promise. I'll definitely try them. Dakota's was JR, Jerry, and Taz. Raise your big Cass. Big ass. My favorites were JR and Cole. If there is a chill in the night air from the Hell in a Cell match between Undertaker and Mankind, Miss Justin Roberts, Lillian Garcia as ring announcers. They weren't too bad. Of course, Justin Roberts was the one who got choked out thanks to Daniel Bryan, and he got fired, unfortunately, from it. But yeah, guys, Lauren, Dakota, Robbie from further back, thank you guys again for joining live, but I'm tired. Long day. I think I'm going to call it a night right now. What grade would you guys, of course, decide to give SmackDown Live tonight? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure to click my like and subscribe or comment, come to this channel as always, and follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBunny3. I'll do live reviews of 205 Live and NXT tomorrow. And then Thursday, I'll do one of my top 10s again. I'm not sure which topic I will do, but I'll definitely decide on it. Because I could be a better as a ring announcer than SmackDown's. Awesome. JoJo needs to go to SmackDown. Get far away from Bray. Just kidding. Thanks, Lauren. Thank you for joining me as always. But yeah, so again, as always, guys, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and then stay tuned for more content on the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow for 205 Live NXT reviews. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'm going to bed. So until then, guys, peace out, everybody.